Yo, what's up? It's Fused Biscuits, and I want to show you the most insane game ever. So imagine this. You're in Diamond 1. You've been clapping up Kashtira left, right, and center, and now you're on the cusp of becoming a master. You've picked up a deck, and one of the most spicy ass decks of all time. You know that if you win this duel, you can finally make that stupid salad video. Oh my god, I've been waiting on this for so long, man. But anyway, you enter the duel. The coin appears before you. You see it flip, and at this point I'm just begging, bro, please land on heads, man. And it's tails, and you're like, okay, good, you know what? Fair enough, man. I got like Nibiru, Maxi, evenly. Just give me some hand traps, man. Of course there's no hand traps. Then she descends from the heavens, your arch nemesis, the yin to your yang, the Korra to your Zuko. It's Marisa. Okay, I mean, it's a fresh thing to see, but you know what, I'm gonna get lunch, bro. Okay, for real. They're gonna combo for a long time. While they're comboing, I'm already thinking about what they're gonna do. First off, it's Marincess. Marincess usually ends on 2 threats. They have Marincess Wave, which is the main threat. It's a trap that can negate my monster, but more importantly, all of his other monsters become unaffected. The second threat is Argonaut. Argonaut can negate one of my spell or traps, which essentially turns off my circle. I can't use it until Argonaut is gone. Now I want to look at my hand. I have Mir and I have Falco, so that's 2 special summons. And right now, honestly, I'm just praying that I draw something really good next turn. And it's Nibiru. Anyway, right now they have 1 set card, which I have no idea what it is. The set card could be Marincess Wave, but usually you keep Marincess Wave in hand because it can be used like Imperm, so the set card probably isn't Marincess Wave, which means I have 2 cards to play around now. First off, we're going to start with what I was talking about before. Mir discard Falco to summon itself. Falco will bounce back the Mir to summon itself from the graveyard. That will trigger Mir's second effect to summon itself again. Now, it was very important in this part that we did not summon Gazelle, because they like to use Marincess Wave as soon as they possibly can to get that protection as soon as possible, and I didn't want to give them a reason to do so. So now, before they want to use it, I'm going to summon Lingaribo. Lingaribo can actually stop him activating his Marincess Wave. So now I'm all clear to go. Gazelle will send a card to the graveyard and he ashes me. So damn. Well, what this does is that it does stop the OTK. I can't do it anymore, but I can still wipe his field. So what I'm going to do first is going to link 1 Phalanx. That's just to put a fire in grave, honestly, and bait out any negates, which I end up doing. I bait out Infinite Impermanence, which is probably should have done it on Lingaribo, but fair enough. Now we're going to go for the Cyburst Classic, which is Splash Mage, summon back a monster. Then I'm going to go into Transcode Talker, summon back the Splash Mage. Then I'm going to go into Access Code Talker, and that's going to have how many elements in the graveyard? We're going to have 1, 2, 3, and Lingaribo is going to be my 4th one. So that's 4 pops. Oh, here we go. Marincess Wave attempt to negate the access code. This is why we kept Lingaribo on the field to stop him. Here we go. I get to wipe his entire board. Now, I was kind of afraid of Coral because when it's sent to the graveyard by my access code, you can add a Marincess back. I thought it was going to add Wave, but turns out Lingaribo actually banished the Wave, so you can't access it anymore. Here I made a little misplay. I summoned Foxy and I didn't activate the effect because I wanted to summon it back, but turns out, yeah, it's not exactly lethal, so I kind of messed up there. I would have definitely attempted to add a salad if I could, but I mean, it's too late now. I decided to keep the rage just to go for a little bit extra damage. Here we're going to swing in for our 63k and just leave it at that. I'm going to set rage, and now I want to examine my field here. I have 1 rage to pop and I have Nibiru in hand just in case. One thing about Marincess, and this is also true for Salad, if there's multiple big monsters on the field, or really any one big monster on the field, they have trouble removing it. So right now I have lots of life points and they can't really attack over my access code, and to remove my access code they're gonna need to go into some big monsters. This means that I don't really have to stop any of his combo pieces. All I have to do is wait for them to try to destroy my access code, and then I can just use my rage on that. So right now he does summon Link 4, but that Link 4 can't really do anything to me. So I'm just going to keep on saving it and keep on waiting until, oh, here it comes. The first time he tries to out me, his first threat, World Sea Dragon Zelantis. Zelantis does have a very unique effect in Marincess. What it does is that it banishes every monster on the field and then it brings them all back in different locations. But because he's playing it in Marincess waterlocks you, and technically they are the ones summoning your monsters back to your field, not you. This means that when he banishes all of the monsters, only his monsters will come back and mine won't, because he can't actually summon mine back. They're not water. At this point, I could Nibiru, but if I Nibiru now, my rage will be turned off and I won't be able to stop any future threats. So I decided to use my rage first and blow up that Zelantis. Turns out I made the right choice because they do have more extenders. They have Dive, which summons a Marincess from the deck, doesn't really matter which one. Here they're going to go into Coral, and Coral is the real threat here because Coral can actually summon back Triangle, which is a Link 3, goes straight into a Link 4. Here they summon back a non-link monster, but it still does the job anyway. They have 4 materials on the field. Now he's going into Zelantis again. It's right here that I decide to Nibiru, and oh, he has Max C, but here's the thing. Rage has had 2 effects. First of all, it's giving me an extra summon. Second of all, it's been covering my Nibiru delays. So all this time, he has not been suspecting Nibiru at all, and this guy's just been constantly using up all of his special summons. So now, even though he draws 2 off of Max C, that draw 2 is basically useless. They do the next thing that they can, which is just to set 2 and pass. And at this point, because everything we're summoning is link monsters, his Nibiru has 0 defense. Off the top of the deck, I just need any summonable monster with more than 0 attack. So literally any monster in my deck except for Ash or Nibiru is gonna win me the game. And guess what I drew, baby? That's right, the OG Giga Chad. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, I'm gonna just attack for game right here, and oh my god, damn, that was actually an insane match, an insane rank up to master. And I think really what this came down to was just knowledge of the decks, because I played a bit of Marincess before, so I know the combos. I also know what threats they have, so I wasn't really surprised by anything except for that Ash, but the Ash ended up not mattering that much anyway. In contrast, my opponent didn't really know what I was going to do. They didn't think that there was going to be any way that I could stop their wave. This let me manipulate them into saving the wave until it was already too late. And then when I did surprise them with something that could stop that wave, they did have the out, they had Imperm set. So they could have negated my Lingaribo and then used wave later. Then I would have had a really hard time outing their board, and they probably would have just killed me on the second turn. But instead, they decided to waste their Imperm on some completely useless search, which wouldn't even have come up really. Anyway, all I can say to that player was GG, thank you for the rank up. And now it's time to finish that flipping video, fam. Oh my days, I've been waiting ages for this.